game is lame and absurd, but just spit. You need to sit back and observe a certified pimp. So oh yes he is. I mean that boy does the shit. So messy is. Fresh to death. Ain't nobody fresh as he is. They can't compare or get next to him because he's so fly. I mean the boy's so clean. From his white tee home down to those jeans. You see the ice in the pinky.
What up? What up? Breaking news. The verdict is in. Diddy. Not guilty on the Rico charges, but he's still facing 2 convictions on prostitution, which still could bring him some substantial jail time. But obviously the defense is looking to get him released today on bond while he's awaiting sentencing on the 2 convictions. So he definitely dodged a big bullet because the Rico charges could have gotten him life in prison. I'm not sure what he's facing yet on the 2 convictions that he did receive. However, like I said, he's still facing some significant jail time, possibly. They're talking about the judge in this case, how he's a new judge. He's only been on the bench for 2 years, but they said he's very thorough and he's very fair, but they don't believe that he's going to let Diddy walk because, hey, let's face it, he still has substantial means and he's definitely a flight risk, especially now knowing that he does have 2 convictions that could bring some jail time. Could bring more jail time because he's been locked up ever since late last year. So we will see. Diddy convicted, but not on the big things. Rico charges are out the window. Now here's my question, or not even a question because this is a fact. He still faces significant civil liabilities, which don't have the same level of burden of proof as criminal liability. So he's still going to get sued for a lot of fucking money. And is he going to be able to pay out? I don't know. A lot of his sponsors dropped him way back when he first got arrested. So I'm quite sure he doesn't have the cash flow that he had before. I'm sure he's had a lot of good investments over the year. I know that for a fact. I spent a little bit of time working for Bad Boy several years ago. So I'm familiar with, at least that part of his business empire. So I'm sure he's going to be all right for quite a while as far as money goes. However, it goes real fast when you got to pay these high-powered ass lawyers, and civil suits, are what can put the final nail in the coffin. Because look at OJ. OJ was cleared criminally, but they tried to bury him civilly, but he was smart because he moved his ass to Florida right after that, and Florida has pretty good laws protecting people's assets as far as pensions and things like that. I don't think in Florida, civil lawsuits can touch your pensions, so he and OJ was living pretty good. I think he was getting like 300,000 a year via his NFL pension, which was untouchable by the civil lawsuit that was brought against him. So if you can't live off 300,000 a year, then you got a fucking problem, for real. So I would love to have 300,000 a year, and not have to, work for it. I mean, OJ worked for it. He was an NFL Hall of Famer, so he earned it. But to be able to sit back and just collect the rest of your life that amount of money would be a great thing. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, that's no money." Oh, yeah, it is. It is when you don't have it. You know what I mean? It definitely is a lot when you don't have it. So knock it off. Which is funny because most of those that are saying that ain't a lot of money don't have it, and probably never will. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Diddy cleared of Rico charges, so he's not facing life in prison. Now, are his defense attorneys going to be savvy enough to get him off, and get him released today? Unlikely, but it's still possible that he could go home today. I heard them talking about him wanting to go down to his home on Star Island, down here in South Florida, in Miami, to be exact. Considering, it would be, I guess it would be easy to monitor him there. Star Island has limited access. Well, not really, because there's only one road in and one road out, but he could leave on his yacht, and head out to sea. So I don't think they're gonna let Diddy go home. He's too much of a flight risk. They were saying, his private plane is chartered out, so he doesn't have access to that. What? Really? He could cancel all of those charters, and I know where he parks his plane at, down in Opalaka. I've seen it many times in my daily travels to the Miami area, and it sits right there on the tarmac. Easy access. And I mean, he could be on that plane and out of here in no time. You know what I'm saying? So it's highly doubtful that they're gonna let him out. I don't think they're gonna let him out. It's possible, but that they might. But we'll see. We might have a decision by the end of the day here, depending on what the judge decides. I don't know when they're going to set his sentencing hearing. But it's wow, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they didn't convict him on the Rico, because the evidence was overwhelming. It wasn't like they were shooting in the dark, and hoping to hit. Reasonable doubt, in my opinion, was out the window. The evidence, had him cooked. But it's apparent it's apparent that some of the jurors might have been confused, on how to come to a determination on the RICO charges, which is one of the things a lot of the commentators are talking about now. Because it sounds like, during the process there was confusion over, in regards to the RICO charges, because that was the only charge that the jury actually had questions about. They came to a decision on the other 4 charges pretty damn quickly, which they were announced yesterday, but they had questions about the first charge, the number 1 charge, in regards to Oh my God. The Rico charge. I'll just say that. So anyway, let's see what happens. Uh, I'm gonna keep watching, and I will be back later to fill y'all in. Yo, check it out. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Won't cost you a dime. I'm not trying to sell you shit. Just trying to share some information every now and then, and maybe have a good conversation. So I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience, breaking news. I will see y'all later. Peace.